Good morning, students. Now we discuss about the topic physiology of digestion. Means how the digestion process occurs in alimentary canal in glands. That is called as physiology of digestion. Okay, first, what is the meaning of digestion? Digestion means the food we take, that food is converted into simple diffusible forms. Okay, that process is called as digestion. Means the complex food, we take complex food, many carbohydrates, proteins and fats we will take. That food is converted into simple forms. That process is called as digestion. Okay, what is the meaning of digestion? Digestion is the process of conversion of complex non-diffusible. Means the complex food that carbohydrates, fats and proteins that contain the macromolecules. They contain bigger molecules. So that are non-diffusible, that are not absorbed directly by the cells. Okay, so they are non-diffusible food that are converted into simple diffusible forms. That process is called as digestion. Okay, and next, digestion process is done by two main processes. What are they? Mechanical and chemical. Okay, mechanical form by the cutting and chewing of food. Means in our buccal cavity we know that teeth and tongue are present. That teeth, they cut the cut and tear the food, and they help in the cutting and chewing of food by teeth. And next, churning of food by peristalsis. What is the meaning of peristalsis? Peristalsis means the food is moved in the small intestine with the small process, that is called as a small movement, that is called as peristalsis. Okay, here means in the mechanical they does not contain any enzymes or any secretions. Only with the help of that teeth and tongue, they help to make the food into small, converted into small pieces. Cutting and chewing of food by teeth and churning of food by peristalsis. And chemical, what is the next process? Chemical process. In them, the enzymatic reactions by hydrolyzing enzymes. Means here they contain the enzymes. With the help of enzymes, they make the reactions, they hydrolyze the food. Okay, here digestion in buccal cavity. Okay, digestion in buccal cavity, mainly the food is the digestion is start in the buccal cavity. In the buccal cavity, here they contain two main functions. Okay, what are they? Mastication and swallowing. Mastication means cutting of food into small pieces, that is called as mastication, and swallowing, or that is also called deglutition. Okay, here teeth and tongue with the help of saliva masticate and mix up food. Here in the buccal cavity, that teeth and tongue, they help to masticate. Means they mix up the food into food with saliva. Saliva is produced in the buccal cavity, that is released in the buccal cavity. That is with the help of saliva, teeth and tongue, both they mix up the food. And here mucus, in the saliva that contains the mucus, they help in the lubricating means easy movement of food. Lubricating and adhering food particles. Adhering means joining, means the food is they are gathered and they adhering, attaching each other, and they form as a bolus. Means the food is attaching each other, the particles attaching each other, and they form as a bolus. Okay, and next, saliva also contain electrolytes. They contain electrolytes, sodium, potassium, chlorine and bicarbonate electrolytes they contain. And next, they also contain the enzymes. What are they? Ptyalin and lysozyme enzymes. Ptyalin enzyme is also called as a salivary amylase enzyme, and they also contain the lysozyme enzyme. And next, here mainly carbohydrates. 30% of carbohydrates or starches are digested in the buccal cavity. Okay, here the lysozymes, these lysozymes are they are called as antibacterial agent. What are they? The antibacterial means they prevent the infection, they kill the bacteria. Okay, here the carbohydrates, mainly 30% of starch is hydrolyzed by ptyalin enzyme, that is also called as a salivary amylase. Okay, that are converted into disaccharides. Okay, that are converted into disaccharides, again that are converted into maltose. Okay, here the process, carbohydrates are hydrolyzed by the thiolin, that converted into disaccharides by the thiolin, and disaccharides again converted into maltose, that are the small particles of carbohydrates. And next, lysozymes, they are antibacterial agent and prevent the infections and kill the bacteria. And here starch is converted into maltose here. Now about the digestion in the stomach. Already we learned that in the buccal cavity, digestion in the buccal cavity. Now it is a digestion in a stomach region. Okay, stomach, it stores the food for 4 to 5 hours. Okay, 4 to 5 hours that food is stored. That's why we will get hungry after 4 to 5 hours. And food is mixed with acidic gastric juice of stomach by churning movements. It's a muscular wall that formed as a chyme. Means stomach contain muscles. With the help of that muscles, they make the churning. Churning means they mix the food, and the gastric juice also mixed with that, and they formed as a chyme. Okay, here in the stomach region that contain mucus and bicarbonates, they help in the lubrication and protection of mucosal epithelium. Means here mucus, that easy movement that helps in the lubrication or easy movement of food, and they also protection of mucosal epithelium. Means from excoriation by high concentric HCl. Means because of high concentration of HCl, sometimes they will get ulcers, so they protect from that excoriation. Okay, from the excoriation they prevent that one. Next, HCl provides acidic pH. Here the HCl also present in the stomach region, that makes the acidic pH like 1.8. It is the optimal, it is the highest acidic pH for a action of pepsin. Why? Because for the action of pepsin enzyme, for the action of pepsin, they make the acidic pH 1.8. And next, it also HCl kills microorganisms. Means like lysozymes, they kills the bacteria or microorganisms. Like that here HCl also kills microorganisms which are ingested with food. When we are taking food, sometimes that microorganisms also entered into our mouth, so that are kills by the HCl. And next, here gastric juice in the stomach region, they release the gastric juice. That gastric juice contains proenzymes. What is the meaning of proenzyme? Pro means inactive enzymes. What are they? Pepsinogen and prorenin. These are the inactive enzymes. Here they should be converted into active forms, then only they will make the reactions, like pepsin, that is a active enzyme. Here pepsinogen is with the help of in the presence of HCl, that is converted into pepsin. It is the pepsinogen is the inactive one. In the HCl is converting that pepsinogen into pepsin. Okay, it is the active one. It is the active form. And next, pepsinogen. Sometimes this pepsinogen is converted by the pepsin itself. Means here not HCl, it is a pepsin itself converted the inactive pepsinogen into that form the pepsin. It is called as autocatalysis. What is that? Autocatalysis means inactive form is converted into active form by the that is called as autocatalysis. And next, proteins. Proteins are converted into proteases and peptones by the pepsin itself. Pepsin. Okay. Here means pepsin helps the protein digestion. The proteins are converted into proteases and peptones. Peptones are the small particles of the proteins. And next, prorenin. One is the pepsinogen. Inactive forms are pepsinogen and prorenin. Here the second one is prorenin. Okay, here in the presence of HCl, that prorenin is converted into active renin. Okay, it is the active renin. Okay, it is the proteolytic enzyme in gastric juice of infants. Mainly it is present in the infants, means in small kids who drink milk only. In them the renin is present, that is the proteolytic enzyme. Here that in them the milk protein casein is present. Okay, in the infants that contain the protein, milk protein, that is the casein. Casein is converted into the calcium para-caseinate. What is that? Casein is converted into calcium para-caseinate. In the presence of renin, it is the active form, this renin, and in the presence of calcium ions, that is converted into calcium para-caseinate. Okay, this calcium para-caseinate is converted into peptones in the presence of pepsin. Okay, these calcium para-caseinates are converted into peptones in the presence of pepsin, and these peptones are converted into proteases and peptones by the pepsin. Okay, means here this pepsin is making so many functions. Here proteins are converted into protein. Now digestion in small intestine. Okay, in the digestion, how the digestion occurs in the small intestine. Movements are generated by the muscularis externa. In the small intestine that contain the muscularis externa, with that muscles they make the movements, and these helps in mixing of food with the help of bile, pancreatic and intestinal juice. Means with the help of these movements by the muscularis externa, they helps to mixing of food. They help to mixing the food with bile juice. Bile juice is secreted from the, it is secreted from the liver, and pancreatic juice, that is secreted from the pancreas, and intestinal juice, that all are in the duodenum region. Okay, in the duodenum region, here it is the liver, they secrete a bile juice, and here that contain the pancreas, and here it is the duodenum part. These bile juice and pancreatic juice and also the intestinal juice are here, they are secreted. Okay, and here they means in this region, these all are mixed in this region with the help of this muscularis externa. Okay, and next here in them that contain mucus and bicarbonates. Okay, that contain the mucus and bicarbonates that protects the intestinal, they protects the intestinal mucosa, means from acidic medium, means that contain the acidic HCl. So they protect the mucosa layer from the acidic form. Okay, and here also provides the pH, means for that they provide pH 7.8 for the enzymatic reactions. Okay, for the enzymes reactions, they need to convert it into pH. It should be regulated into 7.8 pH. Okay, and all enzymes of pancreatic juice and succus centricus acts on alkaline medium. Alkaline means a base. That are these enzymes are all enzymes are make the reactions in the alkaline medium only, so that are converted into these pH. Okay, now in the here the digestion of different parts we learn. Now the different proteins, carbohydrates, how they are digested by the process, that is a digestion of proteins. Okay, here in this trypsinogen, that is the trypsinogen is the inactive form. Okay, that is converted into trypsin, it is the active one. It is the active one, that is in the presence of enterokinase enzyme, that is trypsinogen is converted into trypsin, active form. And next trypsinogen is converted into trypsin itself with the help of trypsin, means it is called as autocatalysis. Like pepsinogen is converted into pepsin in the presence of pepsin itself, that is called as autocatalysis. Here also that trypsinogen is converted into trypsin in the presence of trypsin, it is called as autocatalysis. Okay, and next that also contain with chymotrypsinogen. Okay, chymotrypsinogen that in the presence of trypsin that are converted into chymotrypsin, means these are inactive forms that are converted into active forms, that is chymotrypsin. Okay, and next here mainly the proteins, proteases and peptones, these all are converted into tripeptides. Okay, tripeptides and dipeptides. Here proteins, proteases means that peptones, small particles, these all are converted into tripeptides and dipeptides in the presence of trypsin and chymotrypsin. Okay, these are active forms, trypsin and chymotrypsin. In the presence of trypsin and chymotrypsin, and carboxypeptidases and aminopeptidases enzymes also helps in that, and they are converted into tripeptides and dipeptides. These tripeptides, tri means 3. Here tri means 3, di means 2. Here means that contain the triple molecules. Here they contain double molecules. Here tripeptides are converted into dipeptides. Okay, means they are break down and they formed as a di, 2 molecules, with the help of tripeptidase enzyme. Okay, and also they form the amino acids. And next means these are the last small particles of proteins. And next these dipeptides are converted into amino acids in the presence of dipeptidase enzyme. Okay, the dipeptides converted into amino acids with the in the presence of dipeptidase enzymes. Now digestion of fats. Okay, here fats are digested by the bile salts which are secreted in the, which are present in the bile juice. Okay, bile juice contain bile salts that contain no enzymes, but they contain bile salts. That bile salts are make the convert the fats into emulsified fats. Emulsification means a breakdown of fats. Fats are breakdown into small pieces, small particles, that is called as emulsification. Okay, fats are converted into emulsified fats, okay, by the bile salts. Okay, here these emulsified fats in the presence of lipases enzyme that are converted into diglycerides. Okay, these emulsified fats converted into diglycerides in the presence of lipases. Again these diglycerides, di means here they contain double, 2 particles. Okay, double particles glycerides, they are converted into monoglycerides. Okay, mono means single, that are converted into single monoglycerides in the presence of lipases. And here the monoglycerides again converted into fatty acids and glycerols. Okay, these are the final particles of the fats. Okay, in the presence of lipases, these monoglycerides are converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, and next digestion of carbohydrates. Okay, here the carbohydrates are converted into maltose, sucrose and lactose. Okay, what are they? Maltose, sucrose and lactose in the presence of amylase enzyme. Where the amylase enzyme is present? In the salivary amylase, in the saliva that contain the ptyalin. Okay, that contain amylase, salivary amylase, that convert the carbohydrates into maltose, sucrose and lactose. Here the maltose that are converted into glucose plus glucose, means that are the final small particles of carbohydrates, that maltose is converted into glucose plus glucose in the presence of maltase enzyme. And next sucrose enzyme, sucrose are converted into glucose and fructose. Okay, glucose and fructose in the presence of sucrase enzyme. And lactose is converted into glucose plus galactose. Okay, glucose plus galactose in the presence of lactase enzyme. Next, digestion of nucleic acids. All cells they contain a nucleus. In the nucleus that contain the DNA and RNA. Okay, here the digestion of nucleic acids, they are nucleic acids, mainly DNA and RNA. Okay, here that are converted into nucleotides. DNA and nucleic acids are converted into nucleotides in the presence of nucleases. What are they? DNAase and RNAase that helps to convert the nucleic acids into the nucleotides. Okay, these nucleotides are converted into nucleosides plus phosphates in the presence of nucleotidases enzyme. The nucleotides are converted into nucleosides and phosphates. And next, these nucleosides are converted into sugars plus bases in the presence of nucleosidases. Okay, it is the enzyme nucleosidases enzyme.